Otherwise, let's gavel the meeting into order. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for attending this evening's board meeting. CMHA is holding its monthly board meeting virtually via webcam and teleconferencing on Tuesday, November 24, 2020, excuse me, as approved through Ohio's novel coronavirus response bill, which directly affects how local governments throughout the state operate in conducting public business. These sweeping changes were approved Thursday, March 27, 2020. This provision sunsets when the governor withdraws the state of emergency, or December 1st, 2020, whichever is sooner.
Hey, Bill.
Yes.
Can I just make a point here? So,
yes.
House Bill, I think it's 404. House Bill 404 just passed, and the governor, I believe, already signed it, which is going to extend our ability to hold meetings remotely until I believe it is July 1st of 2021. So we have the ability to continue to do this.
Well, that's great news. And the last part of that sentence begged an answer. You're right there. I guess that was a pretty packed bill.
It was.
So, all right, very good. So we're good for a while. And prior to starting this meeting, I have a message from the secretary announcing that we have a new assistant general counsel in our legal department. I'd like to take a moment to welcome Ms. Jerry Hernandez to the CMHA team. Ms. Hernandez began her legal career as a litigator with the city of Cincinnati, where she tried cases representing all city departments in civil rights, employment, property, and personal injuries, contracts, and other legal claims. One of Jerry's specialties was in eminent domain law, representing the city and economic development projects. Her trial and negotiations skills made way for the Contemporary Arts Center, Paul Brown Stadium, Fort Washington Way, Good Samaritan Hospital's Access Way, and UC's Business District along Calhoun and McMillan. While Jerry enjoyed a diverse and challenging caseload with the city, she sought to expand her career to the private sector, leading her to join Macy's Incorporated as an in-house employment law counsel, where she was able to specialize in employment law, advising business and HR partners on interpretation and consistent application of laws and policies, investigating workplace concerns, providing HR compliance training to business leaders, drafting employment agreements, and defending the company against discrimination and other employment-related claims. Jerry has returned to the practice of law with well-rounded expertise in public and private sector workplace and employment-related matters. So we all welcome Jerry.
Hi.
Hey,
Thank you very much.
All right.
Jerry.
This is the contemporaneous meeting for instrumentalities that do not have any new business or matters requiring deliberation. The meetings of the following instrumentalities: Laurel Homes 1, Lincoln View Incorporated, Reserve on South Martin, Southwest Ohio Housing Development Incorporated, Cary Development Corporation, Pinecrest Rad Development Corporation, Park Eden Evanston LLC, Park Eden Apartments Development Corporation, Mariana Terrace Development Corporation, and Bennett Point Development Corporation are hereby called to order. Roll call for attendance. Ms. Mitchell.
Present.
Mr. Weedman.
Present.
Mr. Harris.
Present.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum. Commissioners, excuse me, have you reviewed the October 27, 2020 minutes for these?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Mr. Weedman.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Great. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The meeting is adjourned. Now, moving on to the next instrumentality. This is the regular meeting of Touchstone Property Services Incorporated for Tuesday, November 24, 2020. The meeting is called to order. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Mr. Harris.
Present.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum. Item 3 is approval of minutes.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second. Great. Any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion passes. Item 4 is discussion of recommendations and resolution number 109 to approve the write-off of Cary Crossing uncollectible tenant accounts receivable balances for October 2020.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 110 to approve the monthly financial statement for Touchstone Property Services for the 10 months ending October 31st, 2020 for calendar year 2020.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second. I think I heard a second.
Yes.
And if there are no questions, any questions, that is? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Now, Resolution 111, authorizing Touchstone Property Services Incorporated to sign the first one-year contract option for contract 19-036, audit and tax preparation assistance with Barnes, Denig and Company Limited, Clark Schaefer, Hackett and Company, and Nova Grodic and Company LLP in a not to exceed amount of $100,000 annually per firm per maximum 3-year contract funded by Touchstone Property Services operating funds.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second. Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, Mrs. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 112, authorizing Touchstone Property Services Incorporated to negotiate and enter into contracts for solicitation TP 20-033, grounds maintenance and general facilities maintenance services with Honor and Grace, LLC, Thomas Rehabbing, LLC, Brown Development and Construction, LLC, Just Right Construction and Lawn Care Service, Brighter Day Outdoor Services, LLC, Myers Landscaping, LLC, Goodwin Lawn Care Services, LLC, and Allison Landscaping, Incorporated, in a not to exceed amount of $500,000 per firm per maximum 5-year contract, or the trustee approved budget funded by operating funds.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Second. Thank you.
Bill, can I just get a clarification on that? So this is in a not to exceed amount of $500,000 per firm. Is that per year per firm, or is that for the full 5-year contract?
It looks like an aggregate for the 5 years,
Okay.
but I should ask our secretary.
No, go ahead, Janelle. Go ahead, Janelle.
It's per year, but I've included, last year we only paid a total of $90,000 across all the firms. We just want that flexibility if we need to switch between them.
But Tom, remember, Tom, when we explained why we did it this way, we never go past what the budget is authorized anyway.
So we spent a total of 90,000 last year.
Yes, but you have to keep in mind that we've changed properties over to Touchstone through the RAD conversion. So we've
Right.
added Pinecrest, we've added Evanston, we've
Sure.
added Sutterview. So we expect that number to go up, but the CMHA number to go down.
Okay. I'm good with that. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Did we have a motion to accept in a second?
I believe we did.
Thank you. Now, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you so much. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman.
Present.
Aye.
Sorry.
Great. Mr. Harris?
I'm sorry.
That's all
I
right.
just was repeating just after Ms. Mitchell. Aye.
I think we're getting the message. And the chair votes aye, the resolution passes. The Touchdown Property Services Incorporated meeting is closed. Now we move on to the regular board meeting of the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority for Tuesday, November 24th, 2020. The meeting is now called to order. Roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Present.
Mr. Weedman,
Present.
Mr. Harris.
Present.
The chair is present. We have a quorum. Item 3 is approval of the minutes
Motion to approve.
from October 27th. So we have a motion and a second. Any corrections? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye, the motion passes. Item 4 on our agenda is presentations, of which we have none this month. Item 5 on our agenda is public comments. And likewise, we have no requests to speak this month. Item 6 is the JRAB Ross grant update. And we don't have a JRAB Ross grant report for this month. Moving on, item 7 is discussion of secretary recommendations. 7A, the financial report as resolution 5473, approving the bad debt write-off for October 2020. Is there a motion to accept?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second? I think I heard a second.
Yes.
Any?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Resolution 5474, approving the fiscal year 2021, October 2020 financial statements for the Cincinnati Metropolitan Housing Authority. Is there a
To
motion?
approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell,
Aye.
Mr. Weedman,
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye, the resolution passes. Item 7B is a request for approval to solicit bids for the following items. We do not have requests to solicit bids this month. Moving on, item C is resolution to award contract renewals. Resolution 5475, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to sign the first one-year contract extension option for contract 2020-4001. Architectural services with McGill Smith Puncheon Incorporated, City Studios Architecture LLC, Berardi and Partners Incorporated, Moody Nolan LLC, Booker DeJong Incorporated, Cole and Russell Architects, Sen DBACR Architecture plus Design, Oregon Group Architects Incorporated, LDA Architects Incorporated, ES and Illuminat Incorporated, in a not to exceed amount of 500,000. Did I read that? I skipped a line. I'm sorry. ES Architecture and Development Incorporated, Hub and Weber Architects PLC, Restark Design Studio LLC, and Luminat Incorporated, in a not to exceed amount of $500,000 annually per firm per maximum 5-year contract funded by capital and development funds.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Tom. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Reggie. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Item 7D is adopt a resolution to award the following construction contracts. And we don't have any construction contracts this month. Moving on, item 7E is adopt a resolution in the general category, resolution number 5476, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to negotiate and enter into a contract for solicitation 2020-1017, grounds, maintenance, and general facilities, maintenance services with Allison Landscaping Incorporated, Stephen Scales, DBA B&H Elite Complete Lawn and Garden Care, Brighter Day Outdoor Services, LLC, Goodwin Lawn Care Services, LLC, Honor and Grace, LLC, Just Right Construction and Lawn Care Service, King's Lawn Care and Snow Removal, LLC, KNVY Renovations, LLC, Mia Milan Services, LLC, and Myers Landscaping, LLC, in a not to exceed amount of $500,000 per firm per maximum 5-year contract or the board approved budget funded by operating funds.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, Janelle, could you just tell us how much we spent on this last year?
Sure. The total last year for CMHA was 836,000. Like I said before, for TPS it was 90,000, and then the total was 946,000. It was a little bit less than 20,000 for the campus.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Now, resolution 5477, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to enter into a contract for award of 18 project-based vouchers to Mariana Terrace LLC.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any questions?
Mr. Chair, one question.
Sure.
And I don't know if we can do this. I noticed for the next 3 resolutions, these are all about awarding PVVs. Is there any way we can just get like a quick summary of the projects, like where these projects are going, to just understand a little bit more, or do we need to do each one separately?
No, no problem at all. Gary?
And just like quick summary, like where in the city.
No problem at all. Raymond, can you Gary had to jump off. He had an emergency with his daughter.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the Mariana Terrace is currently asset management property that we are converting through RAD, and we're doing a RAD and non-RAD just like we did Sutter View. And the non-RAD is going to be the project-based voucher, so it's going to be a Section 18 in the PVVs. The next project.
You want Lisa? You want Lisa to do the next ones, because the next ones are HCV.
Oh yes, please. Yes, thank
you.
And
before we do that, where is Mariana Terrace? What part of the city?
Certainly.
Yeah.
Happy to share. Mariana Terrace is in Lincoln Heights.
Okay.
And it's. I'm sorry.
I said no, sweet. I said sweet. It's out in the county. It's not in the city. Nice.
That's correct. It's in Lincoln Heights. Absolutely. And it is approximately 80 some units.
Okay.
So the next two awards, the first one is Morgan Apartments. Those units are located in Clifton, within the city limits. They are currently assisted under the MOD rehab program, which is also project-based assistance. So the owner has requested PB project-based vouchers for the same purpose as the Mariana Terrace conversion. They are looking to convert from a mod rehab contract to a to a RAD contract, and they'll have RAD PBVs as part of that portfolio. The Buddy's Place, those units are located in Over the Rhine. They are currently assisted under a mod rehab program as well. And again, the owners are utilizing the RAD program to request project-based vouchers in accordance with converting the contract from mod to RAD.
And am I wrong in thinking, isn't Buddy's Place, like, doesn't it have a permanent supportive housing portion to that, or am I making that up?
Well, they have assisted services, but they are under a mod rehab contract. So currently they are receiving project-based assistance, but CMHA still administers that assistance as well.
Got it. Okay.
The mod contract is an old contract repealed by HUD like in 91. And it was created to allow owners to, HUD provided funds to allow them to rehab their properties in exchange for a commitment to lease them as affordable housing.
Got it.
So it's just switching the type of assistance.
Okay. Great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, very good. Any other questions on Resolution 5477 or the other two? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second for 5477. We've had our questions. Now, roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Weedman.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 5478, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to enter into a contract for award of 15 project-based vouchers to Morgan Apartments, LLC.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. The second?
Second.
And we've had our questions. Any further questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Mr. Weedman.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Resolution 5479, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to enter into a contract for award of 20 project-based vouchers to Buddy's Place in the Over the Rhine community housing.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any further questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Mr. Weedman.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. 5480, that is resolution 5480, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to negotiate repayment terms, methods, and sign modification to the First Amendment to the Hope 6 Repayment Agreement, OH 10URD 0041199, Laurel Homes Hope 6 Grant.
Motion approved.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call, Ms. Mitchell.
Aye.
Mr. Weedman.
Aye.
Mr. Harris.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Now, resolution 5481, authorizing the disposition of 66 vacant land parcels at City West and delegating the authority to the CEO to submit an amendment to the disposition approval to the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development Special Application Center.
Motion to approve.
Thank you. A second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, so are these the 66 lots that we, Greg, that we've been talking about? I think these have liens on them, correct?
No. These don't have any liens on them.
These are not the same ones that I'm thinking of then. Okay.
Yeah, you're thinking the 37 lot offsite.
That's right. Okay. Where are these located exactly?
They're on, Rima, you want to go ahead and answer?
Sure, absolutely. These are the 66 lots that were part of the Hope 6 that were not, they were supposed to be for home ownership. So some of the lots are right on that cul-de-sac, or not cul-de-sac, that semicircle off of Ezra Charles, and then down Laurel Lane. So that's where all these 66 lots exist.
Rima, thank you. You jogged my memory. I do remember that. Okay.
No problem.
All right. Any other questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes. Now, Resolution 5482, authorizing the CEO of CMHA to pursue financing for City West home ownership development and to execute documents for the purposes of applying for financing for development, which includes engaging lenders.
Motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? Hearing none, roll call. Ms. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Mr. Harris?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The resolution passes.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. A
Second.
Very well.
Before we adjourn, Mr. Chair, I just want to make a comment. I want to thank Marquita and her staff, and of course Greg, for helping with that food distribution at Mariana Terrace. I didn't realize I was going to be the cover girl, but but it was a cold day, and the boxes were heavy. But we really appreciate the help. Thank you so much.
Great job.
Yeah, and good for you for mentioning that, Laverne. You know, we could take the next hour and go through one item after another in recognition of the continuing great efforts of staff and truly first responders in their own unique way as part of the mission. So I think that's probably a good way for us to end the meeting tonight. And I invite any commissioner to speak out of the silence as the Quakers do in one of their meetings. If not, then roll call. Ms. Mitchell?
Aye.
Mr. Weedman?
Aye.
Ms. Harris? Mr. Harris, sorry.
That's okay. Aye.
Getting tired. And the chair votes aye. The motion passes and the regular board meeting is adjourned. So thank you all very, very much. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Everybody have a great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Yeah, and welcome again, Jerry.
Thank you so much. I'm
You're
happy
welcome.
to be here.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.